About 199. Yeah, that's perfect. 199 seems to be the correct entry price point here. And now you want to talk about a little bit of extra complexity. There's more components and ratings to these products that I even haven't covered yet. Like, check this out. So, economic climate is recession. The city is currently in recession, and we can't control that. It just, goes, it bounces back and forth between recession and panic and prosperity and what have you. It's just sort of a natural cycle to it. However, that does impact how people buy your stuff. Now, how it impacts it depends on let's go product detail. It's so complex I don't, there we go. See this necessity index, 60%? Out of 100, this is how necessary this product is for people to live. So a bed, fairly necessary. Not completely necessarily, but very necessary. So even if the economy goes into the toilet, there's still going to be people out there that need to and are willing to spend money on beds. You contrast that to, say, let's see, not a manager's handbook. Let's contrast that to, say, an elegant watch. We go to the product detail summary. Yeah, I think I can't see until I do it, but yeah, you could sleep on your car on the floor, or just, forego purchasing a brand new bed, and just deal with an old broken down one that might need to be replaced. But beds are pretty important. Things like food, like canned corn and frozen beef, those are really important. Things like gold rings and watches. This is essentially a Let's Play series on this. All of this is going to be a Let's Play, and you know what? If you guys like this, when we finish our stream here, I will save the game and pick this up right where we left off, so we can have a streamed and then put on YouTube Let's Play series of all this. But anyway, things like gold watches and rings and stuff like that have a really low necessity. So when the economy goes into the toilet, people will generally stop buying those because those are luxuries that not a lot of people can afford anymore. All right, let's see how our bed's doing. We're doing good and no sign of our competitors. So I think we scared them out of the bed market, which is good, which means we can spread across all 4 cities here, making our cash monies in the bank. And now, with this lovely thing going here, we can get up more logging units, more inventory units, more sales units. And we can start sending this wood elsewhere. We can send it to other cities, like, say, Vancouver here, because Vancouver's new timber resource is crap. It's not worth it to build it here because the quality is so low. Oh, speaking of quality, so we're using wood from this logging camp for this place. So our bed quality is actually a 55, not a 50 like in Perth. So just because of the better raw materials, these beds are slightly better. So let's go to Vancouver, and instead of setting up another timber camp, we just expanded our other timber camp. Now they do ship materials in they use the airport as sort of the way to ship them in when determining distance. So you kind of want to build your factories near the airport. It's kind of funny picturing a cargo plane full of just raw wood, but whatever. Actually, we need to get our cash up a little bit more. That's a lot of traffic. This graph is still out of whack because we're not just barely profitable here. It's just amazing how much money we lost in that one month. where the thing hit the floor. And it's going to be smushed like this until we have a month where we make as much money positively to sort of push the boundaries of the graph the other direction. But whatever. I'm not too concerned about the graphs. I care about the raw numbers, which we don't have to save up as much for because we don't need to worry about. Now you can see here Vancouver is prosperous, so people are willing to splurge a bit more on different products in here, higher level products. So if you're dealing in luxuries, you can make a lot of money, especially when the economy is good. Goodissia! Welcome, daughters! Welcome to the stream. We are currently cornering the market on beds. Chemical minerals doesn't bother me. Let them fight over chemical minerals. A useful thing to be certain. There's a lot of product classes that open up when you have chemical minerals. What are you researching? You F. I see you F. After this, we're going to need to start our research because I don't like that. Hey, our graph fixed itself. Woohoo! After we get these other cities tapped, we're gonna need to start our research because we don't want to fall behind on the research game because that could put us out of business if another competitor gets an edge over us for too long or too quickly. Right then, factory. Factory large. Let's find a not expensive place. Like right out here. That looks good to me. Let's go get our prefab here. No, because it's not always wise about that. All cities, timber, and let's just make sure. Yeah, because we gotta pay. We want the Stockholm. We don't want that one. We want the quality 80 stuff. That's what we want. Well, you are the mispronunciation of the day and of the stream. All right, so we got beds going there. Let's get our retail store going here. Furniture store. Trying not to stomp on residentials here. There we go. Sales. Yeah, I could probably make a prefab for this one too. Oops. Oh, for Pete's sake, come on. I have a huge credit limit, and we're going to borrow all of it to sort of quick get us into gear here. And we'll do another sales, why not? Local advertiser. Looks like television station is the correct answer here. Cut your spending a little bit. And let's go back down to our typical starting price of $199. 200 even's fine. And that should get us right in the hair. I actually have my time at Porsche. Whether or not I'm going to do a series on it, I'm just still deciding. And actually, my wife might do a series on that. All right, we are barreling into there. All right, we've got 29 million, mostly borrowed money, well, all borrowed money. Let's set up the last city real quick, Stockholm. There's the belly of the beast right there. Tracy Bond of Revolution. You F. You F. I've got my eye on you, girl. Let's get some stuff here. Right then. Where's our? There's usually a couple of different airports. Airports. There it is. Boy, that's probably wow, that's an inexpensive chunk, like right there. It's like, build a factory right here. Okay. Whatever you see, Magic Voice. Cigarettes. No. Bed. Cigarettes come later. Alright, make sure we, yeah, we ain't buying from Tracy Porter. I don't care if there's more of a shipping charge for this. Yeah, because you use 41 cents, so, it's a lot more expensive per unit to send it over here, but it's still awesome. It's still really good to get the quality 80 stuff. All right, we got beds. Stockholm's normal economic climate. That's fine. Let's get our retail store for our bed. That looks about right. Purchase, sales, advertising. One more sales for good measure. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. Radio station is the correct answer here. And the proper, we'll set it at our initial just under $200 price. Speaking of prices, I need to make a few adjustments. The outgoing price for this does not need to be that. That can be good right there. Vancouver. Yeah, I forgot to set your training up. And also need to adjust your cost. So our retail store doesn't look like it's hemorrhaging money. Granted, our thing is going to be looking good, but yeah. All right, let's see here. All right, we're sitting pretty. All right, so I think it is time for us to get into some R&D because we do not want to be late to that party. That, like I said, could bankrupt us if we're late to that party. So R&D is that sort of plays on what I was describing earlier, which is technology. Everybody in the game starts with a 30 out of 100 tech level for any given product. And your production quality, which is the other component to a product's quality other than raw material quality, is determined by your tech level. The ideal is that you take over the top tech level, and therefore your production quality you get maximum points for that, and therefore your production quality of your products always goes up. And then once quality goes up, you get a bunch of knock-on good effects. So it's generally good to be the technology leader. So it is time for us to set up R&D. Now R&D is not cheap. R&D is not cheap. $1.5 million just to set the thing up. Excuse me. Let's find a nice place for it. Somewhere in the outskirts. There we go. In addition, it costs you $500,000 per module just to build these things. Oh, it gets even better. It gets even better. Because now this is still set up on the 9 square grid here. And you still link them together, but you're not flowing goods from one square to another. You're building R&D teams. So you can have basically each of these modules now represents an R&D team. Now you can have teams work together and they will collaborate and finish something faster, but they'll be less efficient than people working alone. And an R&D team working by itself will get you basically the most tech points for your money over time, but it also costs a lot of time. So, and how many you link together determines the size of the team. Me personally, my favorite optimal team size is 3. So we're going to go boom, 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 boom. And then we go to the middle one here. That becomes the leader. And we tell them, hey, what do you want us to research? Well, current tech on bed is 30. Top tech is 100. So we need to gain 70 points of technology. Now, the other thing is how long of an R&D project. The shorter projects will yield results sooner, which you can... well, it's just for tech points that increases your technology level. And therefore increases your production quality. Now, how long of a project you put them on for is going to determine how many points you get. And notice here, the shorter projects are less efficient. You know, if you only put them in for a 6-month project, we're only going to get 3 points. If you let them stick at it for a year, they're going to get way more than 3 points, and so on and so forth. However, if you put them on longer projects, you're not going to see any benefit until the project is done, which can be at most 10 years, but holy crap, that's a lot of benefit. My thing is, since we know we need to gain 70 points or more, I'm going to put them on a 5-year project. That's pretty darn efficient if you ask me. So now you can see the lead researcher has gone to bed, and the 2 assistant research units have taken bed as well. And again, since we're going down the furniture line, even though we're not making them, let's research up the other parts of furniture. There are 2 other products in the furniture line. One is the chair, the humble chair. Same idea here. And last but not least, we've got the humble sofa. Those are the 3 products in the game that are all under that. So in 5 years, we will have the hopefully dominating tech level in the furniture industry. The only thing that could really crush us is if one of our competitors did a tech research project with either bigger teams or for a shorter period of time and grabbed an earlier tech lead and therefore started making a superior product to mine. The other thing with these things is they don't generate any direct profit. This will be a continuous money sink on us. So you can't really run these R&D centers unless you're already profitable, or you'll just bankrupt your company. So R&D is a longer term solution, but one you absolutely must time yourself and pursue if you're to hope to stay afloat. Because here's the other thing, as the top tech level gets pushed higher, your tech level relative to that, if you aren't the leader, will go down, and therefore the quality of your product will actually go down, even though nothing on your end has changed. Right then, let's where's that F? Revolution. We might want to bite the head off of this snake. 16 million to buy that. Might not be quite worth biting the head off the snake yet. We might just kill them naturally, rather than try to snuff them out. We don't quite have the raw cash to just snuff them out. Let's see here. Alright, I think actually since we're sitting on cash and we're also sitting on a $52 million bank loan, we gotta start repaying some of this to cut down on our interest payments. There we go, that's better. Alright, let's check on our stores. Always like to do that, make sure we are doing well. Yeah, level 7, level 8 for our retail stores here. And still demand. We have. Why are we showing not profit? Oh, because we never set the... yeah, all of our profits being generated here. You're hogging all the profit, factory. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter because this is my factory. Oh, right there. See? Oh, revolution. I shouldn't laugh, though. The Fire Guts Offices event on an R&D center is one of the most devastating things that can happen because any R&D projects that were in progress there, all progress is lost. They haven't come up with the concept of backup files. So whatever the heck Revolution was researching just got burnt. Just got roasted. I swear I didn't have anything to do with that fire. I didn't set the fire. I might have danced around that fire, but I did not set it. All right, keep paying that loan off, and we will soon get rid of our interest here. That actually is a really good turn of events for us. The fact that Revolution, because Revolution very well, you can't actually you can't actually set fires. There's no illegal you know, like anti-competitor actions. Like you can't, like, you know, assassinate the CEO or, you know, do stuff like that. You can, it's just all about market forces. So you can force people out of markets, you can buy people out, you know, you can legally do the brutal things that capitalists love to do, but not any like, you know, shady, underhanded, you know, sabotage buildings, steal research type of things. You can buy research from other players if they're willing to sell it to you. Oh, speaking of CEOs, we're missing a critical building. We need to build our headquarters. You can only build one of these things, but we might as well. Now, again, you got the same 9-tier structure here, but these are all separate offices, basically. And you know what? Let's build a chief executive office. That's me, because we need a salary. The game limits how much you could pay yourself based on how well your company is doing. But now my character, Pinstar, will start getting some about $3.5 million a year from our company, Pinstar. Of course, since he's a 100% owner of the company, it's good either way. It's all his money anyway. Timber deposit to... what now? Damn it! Really? Really? Come on! I don't want to have to buy another timber deposit. Come on, there didn't need to be another timber deposit here. Well, we've got an 80, and we've got tech on the way, but a 78 might as well be an 80 for as far as raw quality. I think that's maybe a point difference, and that, in the grand scheme of things, is nothing. All right, you're doing well. Oops. Oops, hang on. Let's go to this place and go to our thing here. See how we're doing here. Yeah, we didn't start the fire. All right, you're doing just ducky. Uh-oh. Oh. Yeah, stock exchange, actually the stock exchange event is a good thing because that only affects the stocks and the prices for people that have public shareholders. People that are entirely privately held or corporately held, you know, that event doesn't like force you to panic sell your own company. It just drives the prices down for people with public shareholders because the public gets spooked for some reason. Let's see how we're doing here. You're doing wonderful. 862. Yeah, that's fine. We could probably cut down on our training here. That's maybe a bit much. And let me just make sure we remembered our. Yeah, it looks like the real thing here is all these are working at full force here. It's actually the sales units that are overburdened here. Let's give them a little bit more oomph. Poor Revolution can't catch a break. I might not need to buy out Revolution. They just burn to death. I think we still have a little bit of loan left. Yep. There we go. Loan repaid. Beautiful. And we didn't even have to issue shares. Speaking of shares, what's our price at? Yeah. See, this is why we did the tender offer at $15, because our price is now $833 a share. So we are effing rich. Rich, I tell you, rich. But we are not one to sit on our laurels. All right, so while we are waiting for our research to cook, let's cook up some more research, because research, R&D as a whole is something that you got to plan for in the longer term. And sometimes pre-researching a product before you even get into it is a good way to make sure you're successful in it right out of the gate. So let's set up another R&D center here. We're just going to use the prefab unit here. R&D new tech. Now, there's a few there's a few things to consider as far as expanding our product lines. One of them is that we can get into products that have different focuses, but use similar raw materials than what we're using right now. So, for example, cigarettes utilize paper. Paper is made from timber. We already have plenty of timber. So we can very easily diversify into cigarettes and cigars by utilizing our paper. So let's start researching them, because we know smoking's good for you. And actually, while we're at it, we could also research the sub-product paper, because in order to make paper, you actually have to run it through a manufacturer. So the production quality of paper helps determine the raw material quality of the raw paper that's used to make them. So there we go. In those, we will start making some smokes. Now, the other thing is, we don't necessarily have to wait for our paper to come in, for our research to come in for these, because cigarettes and cigars, remember I was showing you before, where's our store here? There you are. Remember our store before, where we were looking at the concerns, and we've got, price, quality, brand. These can be vastly different for different product classes. And I can tell you right now, for cigarettes and cigars, more so cigarettes than cigars, the brand is what is the super important thing to people. So you don't actually have to have a very good cigarette to make a very successful cigarette. You just need it well marketed. So I think we're going to break ourselves into cigarettes in just a moment. I'm going to take a quick 5-minute break here. we just refresh my beverage. My throat's getting a little sore here, but I will be right back, and we will dive into our cigarette and cigar expansion here. See you in just a few moments. All right, I am back. We are better than ever. Let us go cause some lung cancer. Like a good capitalist should. All right, so cigarettes and cigars. Well, let's start things off in our home area here, and then we'll expand from there. So what we need to do is if we consult our product guide here, cigarettes and cigars require two different things: tobacco and paper. Now, paper is made from timber. You just have to run it through a manufacturing factory once before, and then tobacco is grown on the farm. So let's strike the ground and start growing some wacky tea-backy. Since we're going to be doing both our cigarettes and cigars from the same farm,